Presented to you by Ant Poison Social Productions. Unboxing Video 3. The last unboxing of a similar type was done in the year 2012, with the preceding unboxing before then in 2011. Ed Ferraro, or Amberola1b on YouTube, has sent me some more reel-to-reel tape recorders. So this is an extremely exciting time, hoping that none of the machines are damaged in shipping. It's going to be really cool to come across these, whatever recorders are, though I was already given a little rundown of the models, except for one of them was, I know the brand but not the model. And anyway, it's going to be really good to check out these recorders. Really looking forward to this, and hoping and praying that they're not damaged in shipping. So we're going to have to remove these cups here. We'll take out our first specimen. This time you can see they chose orange. This is the, I can already see which one this is. It's a good one to be the first. The General Electric Play Talk. From the year my parents were born, that is 1949. Imagine my parents as young, little babies, newborns, being recorded on a machine like this. Would have been quite something. So we're going to take a good, well, I will show this more in detail. For now, I have a place to go. I got to go in about 15 minutes, so 15, 20 minutes. But of course, edited in the video and everything, that will be like nothing. But I'm going to take everything out of the boxes first before I show them in detail, just so I can make sure that they're not damaged in shipping. Because if it's damaged in shipping, I'll have to cry like a baby. So I don't want to have to cry like a baby. No one likes crybabies. So anyway, so far this one seems like it's in very good shape. You can see, if you look at this, it doesn't look like a tape recorder. It looks like a record player. It's round, you have your quote-unquote record. You have your stylus, which, you know, record players have styluses and so forth. Now, I'm not so big into record players, in all honesty, like I am into tape recorders. Some of you might wonder why. It's simply because I like machines that record. Record players, generally being a playback-only device, has little interest to me. So, take this off. So you think this is the turntable's needle and stuff like that, but really at the end of this, instead, is a tape head. This is actually a magnetic recorder, intended for use by young children as the target audience. I'll be surprised if I can accomplish all of this in the given amount of time. 10 minutes, that is. All of 10 minutes. Anyway, it looks like, you know what, I'm just going to say this looks like it's not damaged in shipping. I'm going to unbox the rest of the Play Talk later. Right now, my main concern is to make sure that everything has arrived safe and sound and not damaged in shipping. Let's see if there's anything down here. Just these two in this box. It looks like it's just these two devices. In this box we have one more device, and rather large, a bit big. Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking stupid. Yeah, here we got this device. You can't see anything. Yeah, it's big, sure, but you can't see it. Yes. Hey, Maurice.
Yeah, sorry. I came from work late, you know.
No worries. I got home just a few minutes ago, and
they just got here too.
Oh yeah. These are the devices that were sent to me, and this one is really getting my attention right here.
When did they get here, you know?
Today was whenever the ship. Yeah.
Around when?
I got here at about 5:30.
Okay.
So this is the Italian recorder, made by a company called G.B.C. So far, it looks like nothing's damaged. Well, the vent on the back of the box is slightly damaged, but that's just a little vent. It's not too big of a deal. The recorder itself is intact. Even has an old G.B.C reel loaded on there. This is a very interesting reel-to-reel tape. You can't even see it. And this would be a really good one to show later. Again, I'm not going to power it up at this point. I'm just taking things out of the boxes to evaluate whether they were damaged and chipping or not. And then a little later on, we'll do our tests. So the G.B.C seems to be in good shape. That was the one I was the most concerned about. Now, here it's called a G.B.C. Now there might be some Lego fanatics out there that when they hear the phrase, "Oh no, the pinch roller's on the capstan. I don't want that. I don't want any notches." I think it got pushed and stopped during shipping. There isn't a deep notch on there, so thank goodness. Okay, so G.B.C. Some of your Lego fanatics out there might hear the term G.B.C. and think of the Great Ball Contraption, because the Great Ball Contraption is commonly referred to as the G.B.C. And any of you who are not familiar with the Great Ball Contraption, made out of Legos, completely not related to tape recorders in any way aside from the fact that this recorder is made by G.B.C, which happens to be those initials as Great Ball Contraption. I highly suggest looking up videos on the G.B.C because believe you me, it is an absolutely monumental feat of engineering and creativity, the Great Ball Contraptions that people have made. It's absolutely unreal. These Great Ball Contraptions that people have made, you can see videos of on YouTube. It's like a Rube Goldberg machine of sorts. It basically is like this large processing plant made of multiple modules that pass little soccer balls and basketballs through, and it's absolutely mind-bendingly amazing. So next on the list we have our Concord 300 Reversa-Track reel-to-reel tape recorder, which of course is a Matsushita or National or Panasonic type machine. Thankfully it looks like it also has survived. Now there is the vent here looks like it's been messed up, but I have the impression from the way it looks that that was already there. There's no way that could have been done through bubble wrap, and also it almost looks like someone may have fumbled with maybe someone might have gotten a screwdriver and fumbled with the vent, maybe to try to correct a dent or something. So that I think was already there, so that is not going to be an issue. Now this is a 4-inch reel-to-reel tape recorder, not a 5-inch or just 3.5-inch. Now 4-inch machines are not so common. They were more common in Europe, so to see a Japanese machine that's 4 inches is rather unusual and quite interesting. Oh dear, here, is this the one? Is this it? Is this it? Again, the camera handling is at its worst. And again, this is just a basic preliminary. This is just to show picking out. We'll show the machines. Oh, it is! This is the Lafayette. I looked up the Lafayette pictures of it, and that one just got me super excited when I saw the Lafayette RK-120, the way it looked and the way it was. A small little reel-to-reel portable from 1962. It really got me excited. Of course, the Italian machine got me excited too, but I didn't know which style it would be because I didn't have a model number. Man, now this one looks to be in the box, which is very good. So again, easy on everything. We'll put that out of the way. There's something else in the box I want to carefully remove. Make sure there's nothing else inside this bag. That's empty. Looks like we have our AC adapter here for our Lafayette. It's all metal case, very old. And then we have our little Lafayette recorder. Let's hope everything is good with this one here. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. This is just so classic. Oh my gosh. Oh, it comes out the front. Okay. This is adorable. It's going to need batteries. Oh my goodness. I love this little recorder. Oh, this is going to be such a fun one to show off to people. Okay. Okay. And it's got the case. Oh! It's got a splicing block in there too. Did not expect that, especially to come with a 3-inch portable. I wouldn't think that they would, you know, put something as fancy as a full-on splicing block, you know what I mean? But anyway, I guess they were pretty serious, assuming the splicing block came with it originally. Of course, it may have been bought separately at one point and then just sent with the recorder, or whoever had the recorder in the first place, maybe, you know, wanted to edit those tapes. Anyway, here is, I believe, a Sanyo, and carefully, easy, and these are really interesting recorders. That Italian is going to be a really fun machine. Now, I know ahead of time the Italian recorder uses valves. So I'm going to have to, if I want to run it in the portable way, I'll have to get a little power inverter, you know, along with me in order to power the machine on the go. Yeah, look at this old Sanyo recorder. Look at this classicness. Classicness on steroids. I mean, maybe not as many roids as at Lafayette, but still, I mean, I like the offset reel design. This is very similar to the Hitachi TRQ-330, if you've ever seen that video, which is an antiquated video. Anyway, this will be also a very fun recorder to record. A lot of these have cord marks on them. Cord marks over the cord rubber has a chemical reaction with the plastic, as you can see there. So I'm sure many of you have seen that. My first experience with cord marks was back in the late 90s or so, with these little worms, these toy worms, and they were up against this plastic toy miniature dresser drawer thingy, and the little rubbery silicone or whatever material worms left this, it reacted with the plastic on the end and left these impressions of the worms. It was quite a strange phenomenon. It was the first time I've seen that phenomenon take place. So now, I'm going to take out, this is also, I think this is also a Sanyo. And you might recognize this recorder when you first glance, because you're going to think it's the well-known Craig 212, which is the abundantly popular recorder, and then by no means rare. You see so many of them on eBay, and you also see so many of them. I've come across, you know, them in estate sales and stuff too. They're very easy to come by. So if anyone's on the lookout for a Craig 212, they don't need to look very hard to find one. Now this is the original. This is more interesting to me though, because this is the Sanyo MR-212, which of course is the original recorder that, well, the non-Craig branded one. It's the exact same machine. It's just that a lot of the US exports, they made them Craig model, or Craig branded, but it's actually made by Sanyo. So this is a Sanyo branded MR-212 as opposed to just the 212. So I don't think there's any more in this box. I'm just going to feel around, make sure. That was thoughtful of them to put some foam in the bottom to pad. It looks like that's it for our recorders. So indeed, 5 recording machines, 4 of them tape, 1 of them magnetic disc. A humongous thank you goes out to Ed Ferraro, Amberola1b on YouTube. I'm extremely delighted to receive these machines. They'll be extremely fun to use. And the only model I've had anything close to already in my collection is the MR-212, but of course I had Craig 212s and had not received any Sanyo MR-212s until this moment. So these are very good machines to add to my collection. These will be extremely fun recorders to use, and again, a humongous thank you. This is going to be absolutely flamin'-tastic. So very good. Of course, this video is not over yet. I'm about to go somewhere soon, but I'm going to come back. See you soon. Okay, the Lafayette is our first one up here. When I first put batteries in it, it wouldn't even turn on, though it was stated that it worked. When I plugged in the external power supply, it would rewind and then the amplifier would come on and play, but there was no motion in play. So I hooked up the foot switch and then pressed on the foot switch, and then it would play. Turned out that the little switches that would disconnect the internal connection when plugging in a plug were always disconnected, and bending the little metal tabs back to where they touched the other contact when the plugs were unplugged fixed that very simple problem. This reel was on here when I got it. No messages, just music. Hear that compressor. Music off the radio. And then finally I made a test recording on here.
This is a record test on the Lafayette RK-120. This is a record test. Can we get sensitive? This is a record test on the Lafayette RK-120. Reel-to-reel tape recorder. I believe this does possess a noisy transistor, however. Today's date is the 26th of July, 2019.
Pretty neat, not the highest quality recorder in the world, but fun nonetheless.
On the Lafayette RK-120, reel-to-reel tape recorder. I believe this does possess a noisy transistor, however. Reel-to-reel tape recorder. I believe this does possess a noisy transistor, however.
Stop the tape, turn it all the way up. It's not as bad now with the static. When I first turned it on, the static was a bit worse. So it might not be a big deal. This one might be fine transistor-wise. Let's see if the Concord has anything to offer. Not really my kind of music. Let's try fast forwarding. Classic Matsushita buzz there when fast forwarding. Problem is with reversing, as in rewinding and reverse play. Yeah, it's going to need some work, that's for sure. Let's see how recording performs. Again, this kind of music is not my style, so therefore we can do a quick record test in forward mode. Record. This is a record test on the Concord 300 reel-to-reel tape recorder. This is a manual level. Well, actually it has ARC. It has automatic level control on it, as well as manual level control. That's good. This is a manual level. Well, actually it has ARC. It has automatic level control on it, as well as manual level control. That's good. So the audio quality is pretty good on this little recorder here. Unfortunately, it's got this nick here, and this is rolled up here, and it's missing a screw right here. But it is a pretty nice recorder. Definitely AC bias. It'll need a little bit of work, however, to get it to work fully. The Sanyo here is international voltage. Pretty cool, if you ask me. And the whole back apparently comes off with ease. Which is rather unusual. You take the entire back off in order to access the batteries. It also has a schematic. I'll make full presentations of this recorder later on. So for now it's just basics. Do a quick bias check. See if I can see the AC bias coil anywhere. Or if we're dealing with DC here. AC bias. I think that trimmer adjusts the bias. Very good. It was a small circuit board, so it made me have to double check. Because sometimes a very tiny circuit board in a recorder is a sign that it might be a DC bias. But not all the time. Most fascinating that it does not have screws to take it apart, just that one screw there. Yeah. Do a first operation with the Sanyo MR-210. So let's see here. Let's see if it comes to life. May just be blank here. That's definitely tape hiss. This one working like a bloomin' champ. Let's fast forward. Gee whiz, this is similar to the freaking whatchamacallit. It even has a record button on the side like that, just like the Hitachi Cherokee 330. Not much on this reel, huh? Well, this one's definitely asking to be recorded on. Otherwise, it'd deal with saying Sanyo on the felt there. Sheesh. I think it's thin tape. 0.5 mils. Maybe. So the remote also does winding. Stops it during rewind mode, not just play or record, so keep that in mind. Amp still on? Good, it is. Record mode. All it does, no VU meter. I think this one's ALC. Yeah, this is ALC. This is automatic level control. This is a Sanyo MR-210 portable tape recorder running at 3 3/4 inches per second. This is a automatic level control reel-to-reel tape recorder containing 8 germanium transistors. Automatic. Good night. Now trying to avoid that. Yeah, this is definitely thin tape. I think this is 0.5 mils. That makes me extremely thrilled. The more 0.5 mil tape, the better. I love that thickness of tape because you can have a long recording time on a 3.5 inch reel. This is a Sanyo MR-210 portable tape recorder running at 3 3/4 inches per second. This is a automatic level control reel-to-reel tape recorder containing 8 germanium transistors. Now I'm almost certain it's going to sound much better and fuller using this microphone here. So we're going to try that. Now recording using a Sony F96 microphone on the Sanyo MR-210 reel-to-reel tape recorder. We're going to see if we get better results with this mic. Tape recorder containing 8 germanium transistors. Now recording using a Sony F96 microphone on the Sanyo MR-210 reel-to-reel tape recorder. We're going to see if we get better results with this mic. Okay, this will be a first test with my Sanyo MR-212 reel-to-reel tape recorder.
Radio Theatre presents William Powell and Kay Francis in One Way Passage. Singapore, a gay and cosmopolitan city at the southern tip of the Malay Peninsula. In an expensive suite at the American Hotel, a young girl has just finished dressing for the evening. She stands a moment looking at her reflection in the mirror. Then with a sudden movement, as though she just made up her mind about something, she flings a fur cape about her shoulders and turns quickly toward the door. Reaches it, the door opens, and a man enters quietly.
The foam pads are not pressing against the tape.
Oh, hello. Good evening.
There's a pad in there, but it's not pressing.
Going out?
It looks as if I am. I hardly ever wear these clothes to bed, you know.
Sit down a moment, Joe.
Now, Doctor, please don't lecture me. There's not a thing you can do about it, really. But I don't want to see that awful stethoscope again.
I just want to take your pulse. Please.
Oh, all right.
You might have told me you were going out, and where?
I don't know where. Just out.
Will you be late?
Perhaps. I've met a few people I used to know back in San Francisco. They want to show me the town. Our boat sailed at midnight, so you can expect to see me about 11:30.
It wouldn't do any good, I suppose, to ask you not to go.
But I've told them that I would.
Still, I must ask you, Joe.
Oh, Doctor, for heaven's sake, don't start again. I'm so sick of hearing about it all the time. My life is my own concern.
And mine. I followed you halfway around the world to prove it.
And you've been paid for it? Paid well.
Yes. However, that's not the only...
Rewind test. Fast forward test. Play test.
How...
I'm not going to record over this recording. This one's more interesting. Next is something most fascinating. The General Electric Play Talk. Oh, Jordan's mouth would water over the speaker in this thing. Okay. It'll be interesting to power on this most odd recording device, which shares a lot in common with a record player from Syracuse, New York, made in the United States of America. This is a fascinating piece of equipment. A magnetic recorder, a magnetic disc. Charge the battery pack! I forgot to plug in this stupid thing! Gee whiz! I can't believe how forgetful I am. Okay, it's plugged in now. Flamin' galah. Okay, we're going to be trying out the, oh my gosh, they didn't even bother to shield the cable going into the speaker, even though it's used as a microphone. It's General Electric though, what do you expect? So, and it's a toy. It's aimed for the use of children. So the idea is that children, before their parents ever have one, the children could go ahead and have themselves a magnetic disc recorder, which is very good for the kids to have such a device. So it's always turning whenever you have it on. Let's see if it warms up. Man, that thing is just wanting to go right down. Sounds blank. There was a magnet with it, so just a refrigerator magnet, so it's blank. We are in record mode on the Play Talk children's magnetic disc recorder. We're going to see if this works to talk onto this. Ooh.
Magnetic disc recorder. We're going to see if this works to talk onto this. We are in record mode on the Play Talk children's magnetic disc recorder. We're going to see if this works.
Wow.
Magnetic disc recorder. We're going to see if this works to talk onto this.
Now that is something else. That is definitely something else. That's incredible. So, unfortunately, there is not a independent switch to turn on and off disc rotation. Then again, it's built down to a price, I imagine, because it's General Electric, you know. And it's meant to be literally a children's toy. Which, coming out as early as 1949 and being a magnetic tape type format is quite something. I mean, this is like from the days of wire recorders and brushed sound mirrors, yet it's a magnetic disc recorder for children. It's absolutely fascinating. I'm going to have to show this to my friend Luke. This is not a full presentation. This is just a preliminary here for part of the unbox video. Is this reel-to-reel recorder all the way, it's an Italian recorder.
This is a test recording. Test 1, 2, 3. Testing. Record 1, 2, 3 on the G.B.C. companion.
Of course, this recorder will be shown in a full video later on. There is a lot of hum, unfortunately.